For our Business Insight segment this week, I have Joe Rodzinski here with Brenniger Insurance. Thanks for joining us, Joe.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So, for homeowners, the concern about being well insured and protected for your house is, I think, a big concern. And with the cost of building and supplies going up right now through COVID, the valuation of a home is important. So talk a little bit about that.
Well, thanks. And it's a good question, and is one of our number one questions we get when insuring home or property is a lot of people feel they may not have enough coverage, and usually in our world, it's usually not enough coverage. People try to tie it to more of a market value, and these days market values are rising, but so are construction materials.
Right.
And so the cost, it's number one thing we always recommend. We run reconstruction evaluations on every property, and it can be tricky because you can have a home where you have two similar sized homes, one built in 1930, one built in 1960, and they're going to have two very different reconstruction values based on the cost of the techniques and the materials used to build the home. So we always take that very serious, run reconstruction estimates. We recommend carrying an additional replacement cost estimate or coverage on the policy with another 25, 50%, or even triggering a guaranteed reconstruction endorsement on the policy as well.
So that was interesting because you'd mentioned to me that people always say, well, I paid X amount for the house, but the fact is now this is not, the builders built 30 houses, right? So the price that they paid is going to be a lot less than what it's going to cost for them to rebuild.
Right, correct. The builder gets a discounted rate for building most of the homes in the neighborhood, and when you get a total loss, you end up with a custom home built. So it can be quite a different number when it comes to having your home rebuilt. And a lot of people don't realize the penalty. There is a penalty associated. They think of the total loss. The big thing is if you have a partial loss and you don't have enough construction or reconstruction on the dwelling, you can end up with a percentage of your claim paid. So if you had a kitchen fire, you need $30,000, and you come in, they say we only carried 70% of your reconstruction cost. You may only get 70% to rebuild your kitchen. So they don't understand the penalty on the partial losses is the bigger piece of that.
Wow, okay. And what about other endorsements, other things I might need depending on, like if I've got a sewer line going into my house or gas service?
Yeah, good question. Also, a lot of people don't realize that their policy does not cover water backups into the home from an open drain. It could be a toilet, a sewer line, a drain, a sump pump. So there is an enhancement you add on to that called water and sewer backup. There is also new coverages out there. One is called service line. That is coverage for the underground utilities to the home outside of the foundation. So it's your sewer line, it's your clean water line, it's your gas lines, and your electric lines. Cost to dig up and repair those can be costly, so this coverage gives you protection for that to do repairs and dig them up. And the last one is equipment breakdown is a new coverage in the homeowner's world. Covers your mechanicals of the home. Things break down just past their warranty. It can be costly, and it's a very inexpensive enhancement to add to a home policy. So highly recommended.
Got it. All right. Well, thank you so much, Joe, for those tips. We really appreciate you joining us today.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for having me.